What up, players and playettes? That may be my greeting, I'm not sure. Mr. Ivan will be joining us today because he's already ruined 5 takes, so we're just gonna leave him in here for now, as long as he insists on being a diva. So today I'm going to talk about some equipment that gets misused and or is just unnecessary. So the first item on the list will be, stay down. You're not the star in here, I am. The first item on the list will be your commercial compression gear. And let me make a big distinction between what actual compression gear is and what yoga pants for men are. Your commercial compression gear, that's what your power lifters and your strongmen are going to be using. Those are bench press shirts, deadlift shorts, squat suits. Those things are freaking quadruple ply or whatnot. The kind of things you need other people to help you get on or off. Those are not your little pretty welcome to the jungle tights you're wearing underneath your shorts because you want to be the prettiest bro in all the land. It's not doing jack for you. So stop pretending like it is, or if you actually think it is, I don't know what's wrong with you. Or your little shooting sleeves. It's another thing I've seen around. For a lot of basketball players will wear those. It's funny though, because I didn't see Jordan or Bird or Magic or really any of the NBA legends ever bothering to wear those things. It's almost like they don't actually do anything, and companies just thought, oh, these look cool, and we know if we get the athletes to wear them that the parents will buy them for their kids because their kids won't leave them alone about buying them. So that's what we're going to do, and it's worked. Same with compression gear. So you can look cool like us, bruh. So if you're trying to win a fashion contest, then by all means, go ahead. Otherwise, if you're looking for actual compression gear, well, go to Inzer or Pioneer or whatnot and buy a squat suit. Actually, 2 items of equipment most common that I see nowadays are your belts and your wrist wraps, not to be confused with wrist straps. Wrist straps you use to enhance your grip. You don't use it on a bench press or a Smith machine, by the way, which I've also seen. Looks freaking ridiculous. So your wrist wraps are generally used. Okay, fine, go up there. Your wrist wraps are generally used to stand by. No technical difficulties. Your wrist wraps are generally used to support your wrists for heavy pressing movements. The key term is heavy pressing movements, not for tricep press downs, not for benching 95 pounds when you're a 200-pound guy with no wrist or elbow issues. If you're doing that, then you either have just weak-ass forearms, wrists, or elbows, or you're just an idiot, again, just trying to look cool, and you'll never get any stronger pressing through that bridge between your elbows and your wrists because you're constantly using a freaking crutch. So, actually, in the same context, the belt, which is made to support your midsection for things such as heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, heavy farmer's walk, yoke carries, things like that. I see constantly I see these guys walking around just wearing the belt the entire time. Guys who are bench pressing 135 who are wearing a belt. which you don't obviously do not need a belt to get dug into over here. You obviously do not need a freaking belt to bench press 135. Maybe they're just trying to make their beer gut look smaller or something. I'm not sure. But again, it's the equivalent of constantly using a crutch. Your midsection will never get any stronger, and in any event, if you're just walking around with it, you're not getting any use out of it. So you're not using it for its proper purpose. So also, a lot of these belts I see are little Velcro belts. You know what I used Velcro for when I was a kid and I couldn't tie my shoes? That's what Velcro is for. Velcro is for children. Get a freaking lever belt, an adult belt. Again, Inzer and Pioneer make fantastic belts. And again, that's if you're doing heavy squats, heavy deadlifts, heavy carries where your midsection is going to be compromised and challenged. And only during those sections. I'll still try heavy squats and heavy deadlifts without a belt. But if I'm going for high volume or heavier weight than I normally do, that's when I will belt up. So, or at the very least, a belt with prongs in it, but not Velcro. Again, Velcro is for children. So if you are a grown adult in a gym, that's not doing anything for you. So those were a few items, some equipment that I see that is constantly being used, well, proper term, misused in a gym and doesn't really belong there, or at least it doesn't belong in that situation. So hit me up if you have questions, concerns, moans, gripes, bitches, complaints. Until then, do the unconventional to become the unbelievable, and thank my lovely assistant, Mr. Ivan, who has vacated the presence after ruining about 5 or 6 takes. But that's okay. He'll enhance likes. I'll get up. Maybe I'll get some old cat ladies to follow me now. So more the merrier. I will talk to you all later. Take care.